Today, we're going to be talking about exactly on how everybody can get approved for any type of business loan. Listen, inside this video, we're going to talk about exactly on the formation and the formula you need for your business to be able to get approved for even the simplest loan, right? Some people want to be able to go out and get a simple loan, which are loans that you can literally apply for and they need small information. And then you have your even bigger loans to where some people want to be able to go to banks and be able to get over $100,000, $200,000 in funding. So we're going to talk about that all inside this video. Let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. That way you'll be updated every time your boy drop a fire video. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. So the first thing I want to talk about when getting approved for any business loan is the structure of your business. First thing is you need a LLC. Everyone needs a LLC. You need to be considered as a legitimate business. And for those of you who don't know what an LLC is and don't know how to file one, I have a video within my YouTube channel that you guys can go to, and it'll show you guys exactly how to file it. But that's the first thing you guys need. Once you have your LLC, you want to go ahead and go down to getting your EIN number. We go over this all in a lot of my videos, but I'm just going to go over it for some people that don't know any of these things, okay? So EIN is next. You want to go to irs.gov and generate your EIN number for free. Do not let anybody tell you that your EIN is going to cost you. It is completely free on irs.gov. Next thing you want to do is go ahead over and get your Don's number. Dun & Bradstreet number. Everybody knows who Dun & Bradstreet is. They are the leading provider for business data. So everybody, when you want to go out and get credit cards, when you want to go out and get business, cards inside your business name, Dun & Bradstreet are usually who they pull from to get your report. Okay, so you definitely want to establish with all three. Yeah, those are the main three things we're going to need first of all before we even get to getting our loan, because we have to get our business prepared, right? That's going to be the thing that we're going to mainly be talking about on this video, is getting all of the little key things that we need inside our business prepared. That way when we go to a bank or when we go to a corporate lending a revolving credit line company that wants to give us a credit line or a loan, right? We'll be able to show them all our information from our business, and it'll just be a smooth process, right? Smooth process. No, none of them calling you back and saying, hey, listen, can you send this information over to us? We don't have this, or why is this not in order, right? They're not going to be asking any of those questions after this video. Just stick with me all the way to the end, and we're going to get through all this, okay? All right, so the next thing, once you have all those things in order, another thing that I talk about is building business credit, right? Now, a lot of people think that to be able to get approved for some of these business loans that you have to have a strong business credit, or your business credit has to just be somewhat affair. First of all, let me tell you, there are people and there are people out here that lend loans for businesses, and they don't even look at the credit of the business at all, right? There are some people that literally just go by statements, your bank statements, and then sometimes you have some people that look at your personal credit and then actual business bank statements, and then they go by that. And you have people that literally just will look at your bank statements, look at your articles of organization, right, which is papers that you get when you get your LLC. They will look at all this and just make sure your business is legit and throw out an offer for you with, rates and interest and etc. Right? Those are people out here like that. But for right now, we're going to talk about exactly what you need to structure your business off to be able to get those type of loans and higher loans, okay? $100,000, $200,000 loans, which is ultimately what people want to be able to get, especially if you're trying to jump in the realm of real estate or even bigger markets, okay? So, all right, so the whole thing is, I don't want you to think on this video is that you're gonna have to work majorly hard to be able to improve your business credit, to make it very strong, to separate it from yourself. You don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to do that at all. the main thing that I talk about on my channel and that I try to get most people to just jump towards because it's not too hard to obtain it is just building your profile, right? Building your business profile, just getting your business on the map with Dun & Bradstreet, Experience, Equifax, right? Getting a profile, that way when somebody pulls, like me, I'm in Airbnb. When I sometimes go to apartments and they they pulling my business credit, the only thing that they want to know is that I have a business profile, that I have a Dun & Bradstreet number, right? So when they're able to pull, they see that my business has established somewhat of credit, right? And that's what I consider as a profile. So you guys definitely want to check out some of my videos on building your business credit and building a profile. You guys can literally do that within 30 to 60 days to be able to do that. And once you guys have that taken care of, we're going to talk about within the videos that you guys watch, which are 5 net 30 accounts that you guys are going to need with 2 to 4 gas cards. That's going to literally build your business profile to where it needs to be, all right? To be able to go out to not only get loans, but to be able to go out and get things under your name, right? A lot of you saw that video that I talked about getting a car underneath your name. That certifies you to be able to go out and get a car in your name, especially if you already have personal credit going on that is, okay? Next thing, now that we have our business credit somewhat established, right? We have our business profile somewhat established and we have our LLC, we have to make sure some other things are in order, which are our transactions within our bank account, right? So first of all, it is setting up a bank account. Let me first start with that. You have to set up a business bank account. All right, you will have to set up a business bank account. For those of you who don't know how to set up a business bank account, it is pretty simple. Once you file your LLC, they will send you papers over called the Articles of Organization. Once you have those papers, you literally want to take those papers down to a bank account that offers a business banking, business checkings account. All right, you want to take that piece of paper up to them and let them know you want to start a bank account. They're going to take it away from there. It's going to be just as easy as starting a personal account, guarantee you. Okay. Now, once you have this account in order, your transactions are definitely going to be able to matter throughout this business account, because these are going to be things that the underwriters for the people that are giving you loans are going to be checking. They're going to check your transactions. They're going to check and see how much Kai was spending. What was Kai spending on? Oh, was Kai spending out at Walmart all this week? Was Kai making unimportant transactions throughout the week? That's why a lot of people tell you that, it's not good to run personal transactions through a business account, right? Because I can be running a lot of my personal transactions through that business account. And when an underwriter looks at that, that's trying to give me a loan, guess what? They're going to say, oh, Kai does a lot of irresponsible spending. He spends almost every day. Everything that comes in an account, Kai is spending. Right? And that's not what they want to be able to see, because they're going to end up giving you a lower loan amount than you actually wanted. Right? And that's just something that we don't usually think about. But that's going to be a main key factor, is getting your business bank account, getting transactions to flow through that bank account. Because one thing I want you to know is they're going to look at the ending statement of that balance, right? And that's what they're going to be able to go off of, is that ending statement of that balance. So let's say if you have an ending statement of about 18,000, right? An ending statement of 18,000 of totally going through that account, right? That underwriter is going to look at that 18,000 and see exactly how did Kai spend this 18,000, right? Are these business transactions going throughout this account, or are these personal transactions? Is Kai just buying gas with this card, right? Or is Kai making just purchases at Walmart, going to Fendi, Gucci, right? They're going to look at all those transactions and determine by that whether you are approved or denied, and also how much they're going to be able to give you, all right? This is going to be including the banks or anybody that has a credit line to be able to come out and give your business, right? You want to make sure you have those transactions in order. All right, so my next thing is going to be my last thing, and this is going to be kind of harsh for some people and it's going to be kind of good for some people. All right. Now, another factor is how long were you in business? All right. How long are you in business so far? Excuse me. How long? I don't want to say were you in business. All right, we're just gonna say how long you were in business, okay? How long are you in business, all right? So if I have been in business for under 2 years, right? If I've been in business under 2 years, it's a little bit harder hold to be able to break when your business doesn't have, any seniority on it, right? When it doesn't have any history on it at all, especially if it don't have history and it doesn't have banking account history. If you don't have any business banking checking, if you don't have a business checkings, right? That's gonna really be hard on it. So let's just say that you simply wanted to be able to go out and get a simple loan, right? A simple loan, a $10,000 loan, right? Usually people that are giving out $10,000 to $20,000 loans, they usually don't require businesses to be established that long, right? Usually their requirements are usually 2 to 6 months, or it's maybe 3 to a year. All right, 3 months to a year. Banks are a little bit different. When you go to majority of banks want to be able to see your business has been established for 2 years. This is why I tell some people sometimes that it is good to get your LLC while you're working a job. That way you can have your LLC and you can also pay yourself through your LLC and have transactions going through it. That would be the best thing ever, okay? Because you're creating history also at the same time, and you're getting yourself ready to, jump off that porch, right? And that's what you really ultimately want. And like I said, a lot of these banks and people that are giving out these credit lines are going to want to see that you have somewhat type of history, that your business have somewhat type of history. Now, there's a lot of loans out here, revolving credit lines, and et cetera, for your business that is new. There are a lot of startup loans out here, don't get me wrong. But for those startup loans, know that you have to get those things in order that we talked about first. Once you have those things in order, I guarantee you will be the Michael Jordan of business credit. All right. You will be able to go through transactions smoothly because you won't have the underwriters constantly. And I've been through this. All right. You will have underwriters constantly calling you back and forth and saying, hey, listen, we don't have this in order, or this is going on. Can you explain these transactions? Right. You're going to have all that going on, and it's just easier to, A, make sure you have your LLC established, right? Make sure you have your LLC. B, make sure you have that business checkings account, right? With that business checking accounts, make sure that you do not have personal transactions going through your business account, right? That's going to slow down the transactions within that account to make it seem like, hey, listen, Kai only makes purchases when it's time for business purchase. If I'm in a trucking company and they're seeing only transactions of gas, be it Shells, BP, etc., right? That's showing responsible transactions throughout my business checkings account, and that's something they want to be able to see. And mainly that's going to be a main factor on all those things that I talked about. Are going to be a main factor on what they're going to be able to see for business loans. Now, myself, I personally got approved for 3 business loans right now currently, and that's with just one of my LLCs. I now have new LLCs that I'm building and working towards getting those loans. That way I can, be able to test out and experience more to be able to give you guys more information and more facts. That way it can shoot you guys a little bit closer and faster than it actually took me. So I hope this information helped you guys out a lot. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you can be updated every time I drop a video. I'm helping you guys all 2022 to be able to help your business grow, your business credit. If you're in Airbnb, if you're in any type of industry of content, I got a lot going for y'all this month, okay? Make sure you stick with my channel, and I will see you guys next time.